Hi. Yeah. But yeah, welcome. So this is your dark skin one by Beach of Rockoro. はい、ということでね、大学の個別開幕です。はい。賢い少年系ビーチはロコロ And we'll be learning Japanese. Just like Mondays, like Monday Moon Room Day. You know what? Why not? No, it's already becoming a thing. No, it has been a thing ever since. Like, don't get me wrong. Japanese has been a thing for quite a while. Yep, Yep, yeah, what the banana? Dame, oi, no, you're making me moan, it's just fun. Yada. The M in Monday is for moaning? What? Dame. What? It missed. What the banana? Yada. ダメおい一回そうじゃんおい Oh my god You're definitely doing this Kinda interesting Okay I take this But yeah, we will be Japanese. But then our Japanese will be N4 now. So more advanced stuff. I mean, to be fair, N4 isn't considered. I mean, yeah. Yes, we call that a Kenja time. You know, most not married. Oh my god. Hold on. No, it's fine. My model can flag. But yeah, let's go! So yeah, you probably know the drill already. At this point, you know it. So yeah. So last time, yes, drill my ass. No. Uh-oh, I think... Otoko no banana. Oy! I think it'll be partially my own fault in case I get banned from the picture. Like, who's sane enough to be moaning while like, no one's that insane. I mean, there's me, but still. Oi! Oh, Valentine's Day is over! Hey, hi! Dame! Open させるんじゃねえぞ Okay, so,ペルリくん、サブスクありがとうハローくんただいま、もう、何回も言ってしまった。何回言っちゃった。誰かバナナ投げ続けたせいで。アホやん。But yeah. Uh, for the first time, I'm not wearing headphones. Nope. I just have like nice speakers. But then it's weak enough. Oh, but who cares? 別にどうでもいいやん。So yeah, let's go for like some review. So 2 weeks ago, we actually started off a new chapter in, you probably know this one, Genki 2. Genki Volume 2. Yep. So yeah, so we started off with all of these kinds of like fun stuff. So we have nouns, adjectives, who verbs, real verbs, regular verbs, and adverbs, other expressions. And then because we've learned a bunch of vocabulary, we only did just one grammar tip. Nanda? Wait, what? 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 What do you mean? どういうこと？どういうこと？わからん。え？どういうこと？全然わかんないんだよ。はい。はい。I mean, all lessons always have saucy examples. You probably know, me at this point. Like sanity? What's sanity? There isn't anything sane about me. Nope, no, nothing sane at all. Nothing but horny. No. Banana. Otoko no banana. Oy. Choco banana. Ay. Chatto matte. Iki sasete. Let me breathe. So yeah, what do you mean? Banana. Happy Valentine. Happy Valentine. Yeah, 息をさせて。もうさせらの通りやった。いや、何も言ってない。何も言ってない。I did not say shit. Banana. Alright, what? How did I call this? Banana. ちょっと待って。Banana. There. What's the date today again? Uh-oh. Shower. Hi, 2026年2月16日。And then upper basic. Let me just like my keyboard somewhere. Oh my god. Makes me realize I don't have enough desk space. Like, how do I type? Where the thing in front of me is my keyboard and my tablet. Like pen and tablet. You know, XP pen. Because a friend of mine got to buying one for myself. 多分仕事にいると思うんだけどごめんな、振り回されてしまって。いやいや、ごめんな、振り回されやすい。で自分の日本語もおかしくなって。Even my Japanese is becoming like so weird at times. What the heck? So, before this time, like, hentai でごめんなさい。Okay, so where was I? In your mom. Okay, sorry. Never mind. Banana. Banana. ちょっと待って。待ってくれ。ミスった。You kind of missed there. で、So yeah, this time we'll mostly just be discussing a bunch of grammar points. Like, I hope you remember, the vocabulary from 2 weeks ago. What? You know what? I can already imagine once, we're finished with N4 level Japanese lessons, and then we move on to N3 level. Oh, like intermediate level Japanese. It'll be fun. 楽しみにしていますね。中級日本語楽しみにしてる。For the music request, you can always request music by... Hold on. Okay, I updated the title. Anyways. So, I know I've been drilling people into this, but grammar is bunpo in Japanese. So first is, we'll discuss about nope, it was correct after all. This is actually ていただけませんか? You'll hear this in more formal Japanese a lot of times. Like business Japanese, honorifics. You'll hear this so many times. Like, it's one of, I mean, everything's important in Japanese. Like when we learn things in Japanese, every grammar point is important. But this is one of those like formally important. Sorry, I'm also drinking protein this time. So this time I have like pumpkin spice flavor. Sugoi na, pumpkin spice 味のプロテイン。So, ていただけませんか is basically a request. So, we'll learn basically ていただけませんか or くれませんか or if you want to be like even formal いただけますでしょうか So, we can like list everything here. So,あれいや、待ってないはず。いや、大丈夫なはずなんだが。ない。あれoh, I'm a princess. 了解。ありがとう。よかった。助かった。Okay. So, Ignited Brand, thank you for the follow. Ignited Brand 様、フォローありがとうございます。いや、大丈夫。気にするな。気にしないでくれ。まあ、みんなで、みんなが、それいただければ、僕にとって何よりです。As long as... Oh! Thank you! 何言ってんだこいつ。何言ってんだこいつ。全然わかんないわ。はいわお。わかるわおしか言えんな。なんか唖然としていた。まさしく。男のバナナ。ちょっと待って。Wait! バナナを投げる場合じゃないぞ。Now's not the time to throw bananas. I mean, to a certain extent. ちょっと待って。おい、いい加減にしてよ。バナナ。ちょっと待って。待って。ダメ。おい。いや。もうバレンタインが終わったっていうのに。Wait, Valentine is already over. What the hell? Wait. ちょっと待って。Wait. ダメ。Wait. ちょっと待って。おい。知るところだった。I thought I was about to die. So my subtitles are currently set to English. That's the problem because whenever I speak in Japanese, it'll try to read it as if I was speaking English. So yeah, at the moment,あんなに数のバナナを食らってもね、まだ行っちゃってない。あ。No, I haven't said shit. Nope. Hey, nope. Missed. Wait, ちょっと待って。いったバナナ禁止。Wait. Wait. This will never become a lesson. A lesson on how to like distract. Wait. So, wait, will I ever be able to start lesson? Like, at this point, I might as well, come so many times. Okay, what? Well. I don't have the stamina. Okay, where was I? 言っていただけませんか? So, from here alone, you probably, notice it by now that we're using the verb, te form of the verb. Basically, to use ていただけませんか, you basically want to use the te form of a verb plus いただけませんか to make a request. Of course, there are other ways besides いただけませんか, depending on the politeness or the formality of the situation. So, I'll provide like some examples. I'll start with the most formal one that I know so far. Hold on. So I need like 8. I'll stop here basically. So the most formal one is that I know so far. Te いただけますでしょうか? Then next one is了解テレリク朝ごはんいってらっしゃいしてくれてありがとうな写真撮ってね召してるください。Please take some food pic too. Okay. 了解。So we have next one is probably the standard one. いただけませんか And then, なんだでこれませんか And the next one is, いやいや、なわけねえじゃん。バナナじゃねえぞ、普通に。聞いた伝え還元なんだよね。いやいや、何も言ってない。何も。I didn't. No. Oh shit. Uh-oh. This may be spiraling out of control. Wait. But wait. ちょっと待って。Okay. So the most formal one that I know and that I've been using in like business emails and such is でいただけますでしょうか But if you actually check your Genki textbook, you'll only have these three, which is, the namesake of this grammar section, いただけませんか And then, でくれませんか So, remember くれる This is from 2 weeks before, right? Because you're requesting, in a sense, you're asking something to be done for yourself. So, yeah, for example, あなたのバナナを見せていただけませんか Could you show me your banana? You know what? Might as well make this an example. Like an actual example here. So the top one is the... Oh shit. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Rokuro is fucked. Hold on. Oh my god, bro. So because we have an example already, might as well make use of that. Hi. If I remember correctly, anata is... Right? Maybe yes, maybe no. Not confirming nor denying. This is... Oh, sorry. This is kanata. これはkanata. Tessie, ありがとうございます. So yeah, what I wrote earlier was kanata, which is different. So, あなたのバナナを for those who are curious, this is like the kanji form of itadakeru or itadaku. Okay, I know some of you may not be familiar. Rokuro, what is iseru? Can I use my other short? I turned it off. Okay, there. So for those who are familiar already, miru is to see, right? But miseru is to show. Okay? So, and miseru is also a rule verb. So this is also a rule verb. So converting this into the te form is pretty easy. Just remove the ru and then add te. So we have anata no banana o misete and then add itadakemasen ka. So in English this will be okay? Be good? I know, we're so sussy from the get-go. We're so suspicious from the get-go. What a saucy baka. No, saucy baka, not saucy vodka. I mean, the fact that you're requesting for banana pig already. Yeah, and the sauce is chocolate sauce. Like sometimes you think the translation is a bit off. Like, oh well. I think give me like a few moments. Let me just like cycle through some of the music I have playing currently. You know what? Screw this. I'm too lazy. Might as well request it myself. Okay, so let's try another example. So if you want, like if you're pissed off at someone, but you want to still try to be respectful. Yabai, yabai, yabai. 一応 Discord 見てます。I'm also checking Discord. If there's like new notifs, I'll know. If there's like new notifications, I'll know. Okay, if you know. Like, if you want someone to piss off, but you want to still try to sound respectful, here's what you should say. Shinde itadake masen ka? Wow, bad mouthing. Sugge waruguchi. So this is like mostly implied to be, you know, the second person. Hi, 死んでいただけませんか? Could you please die for me? But then that's just like bad mouthing, you know? It's more of just, yeah, it's more of dissing the other person. Dissing the other person. It's more bad mouthing the other person. You know what? Sometimes the voice recognition fails me. Ooh, anyways. Or if you want to be extra rude, you could go for, you know, alternatively. You probably heard this in some anime at some point. What? Yeah. Of course, in this kinds of, you know, request, because we don't have like a direct object indicated here, it's usually implied to be aimed towards the person you're talking to. So yeah, this is like bad mouthing 100. So yeah, if you're unsure how to use this again, how to do the conjugation, just review your verb te forms. Okay? Otherwise, it should be, you know, it should be quite straightforward. So, ていただけませんか is far more respectful, far more polite than ください. Because てください, remember? てください is actually some sort of please do this. Not just request, but I'm asking you to do something. So, ていただけませんか or てくれませんか or てくれない is more of a request. These are more of requests. That means you're still granting the person you're talking to the right to refuse. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Right? Pretty straight. Unlike me. No, unlike... Like, straight? What's that? I'm not. ストレートって何のんけ僕なわけないじゃん。どほぼやん。本話で変態狼。なるほど。Yes, I'm as straight as spaghetti, but it's wet. Ooh, well, yeah, it's wet. Oh well. Yeah. But then, fun fact, there's actually like more polite stuff here. More polite stuff here and more casual or sometimes outright rude forms below. For now, let's not stray too far. Okay, so that's it for ていただけませんか? So I want to wish for something. I want to wish for world peace, for example. No, that's too much. No god ever conceived by man can ever grant the world peace. Nope. Anyways. The next one is as you may have noticed from from what I've been saying just now. Yes, so our next grammar point pertains to wishing that something would happen. So basically, how to use it is basically like this. we're going to useはい、頑張ってみます。頑張ってみます。ワン、あ、いや。ワンコじゃないぞ。I'm not a dog. No, 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 no. You didn't hear that. やばい、やばいぞ。やばい。So yeah. So present tense short form will be using that. To hope something nice happens. I was about to sneeze, but then it disappeared. Like, what the hell? Arya! So, it's pretty like basic usage. So, if you're unsure how to, what is this? So let's have an example. Oh yeah, by the way, for those who are in the Discord server, I've posted a teaser. It should be in... Where is the channel again? Top 10. Bonus content. It should be in the bonus content channel. You know, I hope you would enjoy it, and I hope you would look forward to its release, the full release. Okay, so let's have an example. Yeah. All right. ちょっと待って。そう、パパ活やんけ。パパ活です。ちょっと待って、バナナ。Yes. いいパパを見つけるといいです。You can also add ne in this, but if you add ne, it's usually whenever you point that wish to another person. Like whenever you have like you have that wish, you wish the other person. But if you're wishing for yourself, いいパパを見つけるといいです。Or you can have some variation, something like いいパパを見つけるといいですが you can have or けどパパのバナナありゃもう枯れてんやん飛龍栄作さんフォローありがとうございます Thank you for the follow 飛龍栄作日本の方でしょうかあんまりドン引きさせないといいんですがBut yeah, oh yeah, we have like 2 follows today. And I almost forgot my rule about follows. Is that basically, whenever someone follows me, I howl. はい、新たなフォロワーが、加わるたびに、遠吠えします。うん。So I howl every new follower. Like, はい。遠吠え。like, howl. Like, So yeah, now there's 2, so I'll do it now. Like, I'll do it twice now. Okay, first one. せーの。どうだった？ How was it? Okay, second one. No, 違ういや、翻訳くん男ですが Wait, a translator, I'm a boy Anyways, second one せーのはいありゃはい、以上です。That's it. But yeah, I hope that wasn't too bad.やったーAlright, so for our next example, I'll actually make another example for a wish to another person. So we have, let's have this. Wait. What's a good one? Give me a really saucy situation you want to happen. はい、一番なんか怪しいっていうか、怪しげの状況が叶えるといいなというふうに考えるそんなところ。やっぱり時間が経つと日本語がおかしくなってしまうんだ。やべえ。Like as time passes, my Japanese is becoming weird, bruh. Like probably to the point where you would start questioning if that's even Japanese I'm saying. Oh, this isn't a Rokuro Japanese lesson without dojins. Without dojins. Yeah, without dojins. やっぱり同人誌という言葉がないと、ロクロ風の日本語授業に成り立たない。ね。Hold on. Yeah, this is probably like one of the things that unnecessarily lengthen my Japanese stream. Me trying to think of an example. Like when I try to think of an example, yeah, sometimes it takes me a while. Sorry. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, there. No. This defeats like the point of trying to like make a wish for others. No. Actually, this is fine. Thank you for the sub! You know what? Let me switch to Japanese just for this. No, it's fine. やっぱりね。今だっけ。はい。やったー。サブスクありがとうございます。サブスクやったー。ゲップしてしまった。ごめんなさい。あれ I forgot. Oh, there. やったー。ありがとう。嬉しいよー。ディスコードアカウントがあれば、接続で、確認してみてくださいね。If you have like a Discord account, just like check your connections and you should be able to enter the server with all the fun bonuses. You know what? I'll switch back to English for this. 草。まあまあまあまあ、それは確かに否定できないね。That's something I cannot like refuse. Or no, I cannot deny. That's undeniable. はい。So, 翔太同人誌があるといいんですね。So, we have this, entire short form clause, right? 翔太同人誌がある。So by itself, it's already a full sentence, right? まあ。基準によって、ショタにもなれます。Depending on like how you would judge what a shota is, yeah, I could probably be a shota. So yeah. So by itself, so only reading the encircled one, I would have shota dojin shi ga aru. There is a shota dojin, or there are shota dojin. So that is already, that is in the, so this encircled part of the sentence is in short form, right? Short form present tense. And then adding to in desu ne. So the ne here implies basically that you are wishing for another person. Hey, I hope you would have shota dojin, or you would find shota. So in Japanese, it'll be 翔太同人誌があるといいですね。So, it's either, a wish you want to make for yourself, or a wish you want to make for others. And the only distinction between the two is if it's ga or ne. So this is important. Let me just underline the relevance. So both sentences here have, toいいです. But to be able to, distinguish if a wish is something for yourself versus something for another person, either use ga if it's a wish you want to make for yourself, or ne if it's a wish you want to make for another person.まあ。結果としてそうなるね。返礼品は沈突。やべえ、やばいぞ、やばい。That one I won't translate it back to English because it's too saucy. Sorry. Like maybe eventually you would be able to understand like some of my banana. I get distracted at times. So for these first two examples, to a certain extent, these are, you're wishing for things that are both not under your control. Something you cannot do about it. For example, the first one, いいパパ見つけるといいですが I hope I can find a nice sugar daddy, for example. Or, hold on. I may have done a huge mistake. What? No, this should be fine. So these first examples pertain to things that aren't, that are beyond our control. So we're just hoping, I hope this happens. I hope this nice thing happens. But what if it's like something that you can, what do you call it? What if it's something you can make an effort towards happening? So something that's under your control. For example, let me drink my protein. Oishii na. Pumpkin spice no aji. It's like pumpkin spice flavored. Oishii. What am I even doing? Okay, For example, hi. Okay, so what have we noticed, like the first one? So we're just at the base form, right? At basically short form present tense, right? And in the case of verbs, we were basically just stuck in the dictionary form. And these are basically for things that aren't, that are beyond our control. There. But how about things that are under our control, that we can influence? Sorry, or things that we can influence into happening. So, for example, いい配信者になれるといいんですね。So what have you noticed? You were expecting になる, right? So try making a comparison. いい配信者になれるといいですが versus いい配信者になるといいんですが The second one actually is incorrect. So for things that we can influence into happening, we actually use the potential form. But of course, it's still, it's in the potential form, but it's still in the short form present. Hence, nareru. So, in this case, naru here, instead of just like, plain dictionary form, naru, to become, we will use naru, the potential form for naru, which is nareru. So, いい配信者になれるといいですが So, 配信 is stream, so 配信者 streamer. So, yeah. Any questions so far? Be good. I know this is like not really like no longer like beginners level Japanese, I guess. Like if you want to go from like the ground up, hiragana and all. ありがとうな。いや、どういたしまして。You're welcome. Yeah, this is like a Monday thing for me. So every around this time, I would teach Japanese. This week is the N4 level, so no longer beginners level. The next week I'll go back to N5. So from the things I've been having here, so we have beginners Japanese last week. 2 weeks before it was N4. Yeah, a lot of like just cycling through. Let me just confirm a bunch of stuff before we move on. Because in a sense, this is like really, I guess some more intensive Japanese than ever. I won't prolong my streams. Otherwise, it'll be like too much. Like too much information, so people won't be able to like process it. So I think only two grammar points should suffice for now. But in turn, have I taught any kanji yet? Let me just check. I was until With that, we'll go to the kanji section. Yep. So, the odd part of learning Japanese is you'll be learning Chinese. So だよね。結構長いな。まあ、多分英語もそう思うけどね。ただ、子供の頃から、ずっと英語を教わったんだから、まあ、なんかこう、もはや自然になったような感じがするんだけど、まあ、フィリピンの教育もああいうもんだろうな。so yeah, to be fair, it feels, Japanese like lessons are pretty long mostly because, we're learning this, we're learning Japanese as adults already. But then if you think about it, we also learn English for quite a long time. It's just that we started as kids. We started learning English as kids. So we almost took that for granted. The fact that we're able to just outright speak English, whatever. So I won't bore everyone too much with a grammar. So I'll proceed with kanji instead, which may actually be the more boring of the two. Like, okay, Rokuron, why? What? I just have this line. Just because I want to be able to outline our notes really nicely. I think it's good to start over here. Alright, so kanji, or how it's written. So basically, Chinese characters. So for the Chinese speakers, particularly the Mandarin, mainland China Mandarin speakers, you probably know this and simplify this concept. But then for I think for Taiwanese Chinese, for the traditional Chinese, it's mostly this one. Okay, anyways. Oh, this is like this is like the largest zoom I could do. So let's start off with this first kanji for today. So this means companion or offer. So what I usually, do with, kanji is that the approach here is more of try to learn how to write it by parts. And try to understand its meaning using the vocabulary involving the kanji. So for the parts, we have 3 parts basically. We can split this into 3. So what it looked like is something like this. So we have part 1, part 2, part 3. So you can probably see it here, right? So part 1 is this E looking thing. This if you know katakana, this is the katakana for E, right? But this is actually the part for person, like human. But then that's another story for next time. And then for part 2, you have this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So you start off here, and then 1, 2, down strokes, and then last. So the last stroke is a bit longer than the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth one is just like slightly longer. And then the last 2 strokes, so part 3 below is just like maybe it looks like the ha katakana. So you can think of it that way. So when we combine these together, part 1 goes here, and then 2, 1, 2, 4. Part 2. Good. Maybe I could put in like separate from my activity feed. I could put it probably somewhere else. Oh, there. So probably the easiest one to remember in terms of like vocabulary is where do I put it? So the reading here, I'll separate, the reading by a dot. So the ko here would be here, and then separated by a dot, and then domo will be the relevant one here. The relevant reading I'll provide with a separate column. So kodomo, it means a child. And then we have offered, more of to offer, so we're expecting a verb on which you are correct. So this is sonaeru. Sonaeru, which means to offer, or specifically something to the spirit. So yeah, this is specifically used, relative to like folklore Japan, like because for most part, the Japanese still believe in a lot of like supernatural stuff. So it's like, yeah, it is tied to the culture. And then we have like the more common to offer. So we have teikyo. So this is more of a suru verb as well, so an irregular verb. So teikyo suru. So to offer in general. So you probably know, like, this program is sponsored by, but it's Japanese, この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Something like that. So yeah, so この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。This specific 提供 is this. You good? And then probably last. The tilde means you'll be putting something else before using this. Totomoni or something. This means together with. And then you just continue. That ellipsis and the tilde before totomoni is basically points to the same verb. Same noun. So together with something. I think that should be it for now. I know as you learn more, Japanese words, you'll expand your vocabulary and you'll just think, hey, I saw this kanji before. You'll have those moments. So that should be it for tomo, companion or to offer. So let's proceed with our second kanji. Oh, this is something I like. I probably have to zoom in. So this means either world. Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, this one though, I wouldn't be able to explain this kanji, split this kanji into parts. So it's actually one of those like solid, you know. So we can actually start off with one vertical stroke. So let's imagine this is our like riding field. Oh. So we start off with a horizontal stroke a bit above. So a bit above the middle. So just a bit above the middle. And then one. So this is like the second stroke and the third. And then fourth. So some writings prefer this to be longer, the second stroke, like the vertical part here. So this is like the first stroke, second, third, fourth. So there are instances where the second one is a bit long, but whether this is like kind of like this, where the second one is long, or whether this is like these are all the same, it doesn't matter really much. So let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. So this is just like one stroke, but it's like one cornered stroke. Like stop there. So it's like 1 L drop, then L. So let's have like vocabulary pertaining to this kanji. Yononaka. Yononaka. Like the world or within the world. Yononaka. Yep. And then who knows like Gio? Sorry, not Gio. Dio. Jojo? The world or Sekai. So we have this next one. Are? So it also means the world. So who has listened to or who has watched saying to at ano mad to scientist toみたいなyung何でしたっけ Doctor Stone there Doctor Stone っていうアニメご存知でしょうか So does anyone know the anime Doctor Stone? What's like the first thing you say in the opening? Ohayo sekai, good morning world. Sekai. Oh wait, actually, this is I think society is more apt here. Yononaka is refers to this society. Okay, this is not in like textbooks, but it's something I just learned, last year or just recently, but No. It's not something bad. It's more of who would expect that I know this? Yomosue. Yomosue means it's kind of like a slang for it's Jover. Like we're also doomed or we're also cooked, Basically, it's the end of the world. Yomosue. So what have you noticed so far? So there's one thing, for those who are learning kanji by themselves already, we know there are like several readings to Eastern Chinese characters in Japanese. These are categorized as kunyomi, or onyomi. So kunyomi are basically like the readings from the native to Japan, and then onyomi or yomi reading. Onyomi are basically readings introduced to Japan basically by China. Depends on which China. Like generation wise. So the kunyomi, so by itself, for most part, this is just yo by itself. So that is the kunyomi, the reading native to Japan. And then the se here, so for onyomi, so onyomi is for most part being used whenever a kanji is combined with other kanji to form one vocabulary. So in this case, sekai. here as well, you have tomo, either tomo or domo is the kun yomi. And then, this is also kun yomi, sonaeru, because this is a reading native to Japan. And then the kyo part here is this one. This uses the on yomi. Pretty good. All right, so let me have like another example vocabulary here. Let me make it longer. Nani. Nani? Sedai is generation. What is Gen Z? Z Sedai. This is Z. And then Generation Alpha. Alpha Sedai. Something like that, you know? Kind of interesting, right? And actually, I'll only be introducing 4 vocabulary for now. Like, only 4 for now. But actually, the next kanji would be this. Hold on. This is like my first cover. Currently playing. Oh, sorry about that. Yep, yeah, I also do covers occasionally. Like song covers. Occasionally. たまにカバー曲も出したりするんだけど Yeah, I only have 2 so far. Yep, together with another VTuber. With another VTuber. Yep, so it's me and another VTuber named Taku. So he's a good friend of mine. Shameless plug. I am, but I'm literally like holding off so many stuff until I have my live duty. That's like my only problem. I'm due for another for a model change, honestly. The live 2D model is being created, but in the meantime, I have to like hold off for like anything. Oh, なるほど。 What OBS plugins can I use? I'm not really sure myself. Because I only have like the default. And whenever I record for like covers, I just use like the raw one. So like, ah. Oh. Now it's sort of like my only concern is my only concern is that in terms of like audio like compression equalizer and stuff, I don't have much of that. Like, oops. なんかごめんなさい。Wait, if it's like through Discord, so if it's like through Discord, then I can probably just like send out my, you know, raw vocals, and then whoever's you know, streaming on the streaming side will probably just have like their own, you know, equalizer, compression and stuff. Maybe? Maybe? Ah, まあ単なる仮説だが。Okay, word of the day. Hypothesis. 仮説。Yeah, really way out of topic, but hey. Okay, so we have Sekai. This is like the Kai part of Sekai. But how do we write this? So we can think of like three parts. This time we have like something here. It's fine, you know. Occasional, you know, a sidetracking is fine. So you can think of this as like three parts. So the first part above is basically the rice paddy. So how to draw the rice paddy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just because it looks like a rice paddy. Okay, part 2, the one in the middle, is basically a roof. Like, yeah, that's it. Third part. If you gotta think about it, this is actually a separate kanji in itself. So you can think of this as, you can think of this as like this. So first part is this rice paddy. Second part is the thing about like kanji is that whatever you think will help you memorize or remember the character, go ahead. I'm not stopping. Because why what is it like? YMMTV? YMV. Your mileage may vary. So if we combine these together, so this goes to the top, and then yep. Okay, so this is mostly, onyomi. So just what I call, roughly the Chinese reading. So we already know sekai from the previous kanji. So we'll be skipping that. So we'll introduce some other vocabulary, which is what did I do? Whoopsie, sorry. Shikai. So shikai means field of vision. And then next word, next vocabulary. For those who have been watching too much anime, you probably know this. Gekkai. Gekkai, which means a barrier. Or a bounded field. Or boundary. Oh, no. Bounded field is more apt, I guess. Gekkai. And then let's go for another word. Genkai. Oh, sorry. I may have read that too succinctly. Probably too passionate. I may have been too passionate. Genkai means limit. So genkai da. No. Like that word is one thing, but adding moans is down bad. Diabolical. Shikai, gekkai, genkai. Oh, another one. Gyokai. Gyokai means industry. For example, 芸能業界 so the entertainment industry, 財務業界 so we have the finance industry, 生産業界 we have the manufacturing industry, IT 業界 we have the IT industry, bunch of stuff. I know something like business like for once. あ、初高え、それは楽しみだな。もはや天国やん。That's like heaven. I'm sorry. That's heaven. Like, give me Goyo, give me Seno, give me Imhotep. Also, Monmonkun, he's hot. Like, he's not Shoto, but he's hot. You know? So, this should be it for now for this kanji. So, we have our next one. You know, they're like... I've only discussed 3 kanji and it took me an hour already. How diabolical is that? Like, bruh. Okay, next kanji. This means all. You know, the funny thing is about me writing kanji is that this entire time there are some kanji that I have been writing wrong. Like this one. But then no one recognizes it because it looks the same. Okay, so we have like 2 parts. This one at the top and this one at the bottom. Like probably inside of it, you know, sheltered. So we already know the first part, which is like the roof. So how about within it? So I have 1, what? 2, 3, 4. So this kanji inside is actually the kanji for king. So there's a king. Within this roof is a king representing everything. All or everything. This is That's like different. 金じゃない。すべて。But yeah, first word relating to this kanji would be Subete. Subete means everything. Another one actually, this is like interesting because this is one of those readings you won't expect. Like non-regular readings. Mattaku. So this is actually an adverb. So So this one actually, so mataku, and then something, 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 but that something has to be in the negative form. So this is an adverb. For example, 全く勉強しない not studying at all. See, the subtitles even agree with me. Not didn't study at all. Yep, the 全く part is this one. Kind of interesting, right? But then we go to the onyomi, I guess. Zenbu. Zenbu. Zenbu means all. All, but this specifically refers to anything that's not a human. Because for the human case, we have a different word for it. Zain. So this is all, but it's more of like everyone. Zain. So if you want to say everyone is to be punished by death, Zain shike. Shike is death penalty. Zain shike. There are a lot more words involving あ、そうだね。ラルサが死んだ。なんか全員全員死刑だ死刑Something like that, you know? Wow, I really jumped from like the horniest to the craziest of words. Like, what the hell? I know. Like, horny to morbid to what? Like, oh my god. Let me just check like the outline. So let me just zoom out. I think we're better off going for like the next column, I guess. So this kanji means part or section. So this kanji is actually one of like the nicer ones that you can simply split into 3 parts. So we have this entire thing. We have 1, 1, 2, 3. This is like the order you write, you know, the order of writing the parts. So the first one, so we have that nice notch thing at the top. So first, and then second stroke, and then third and fourth, and then part 2 is basically a box or a mouth, like mouth. And then part 3 is, it looks like beta if you think about it, like. But then it's written like this: 1, 2. So it's like we have a 1 here and then 3. Kind of like 13, you know. So when we connect, you know, when we assemble these all together, first part goes here, second part below it, and then third part. Actually, like strictly speaking, the third part is like 3 strokes. So 1, 2, 3. So you write the 3 part first before the 1. So this is like the last stroke. So you actually go with like 1, 2. So when you connect, that's when you assemble these, you have 1, 2, and then. Okay. So the kanji for parts can be separated into parts. I know. We have how is Abe's like last name written again? This is a name though. So this is like a last, like a surname. So this is a surname. Like, for example, the former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe. So that's, you know, this is like the be part of, you know, Abe. Okay, next one. Heya. Heya is a room. If you gotta think about it, because a room is a part of a house. So it kind of makes sense, you know? A room is a part of a house. Hence, it has like the kanji for part here. Okay, what else? Buhin. So this is the actual, onyomi of this kanji. Shotabu. Shota club. So buhin means parts, like spare parts, kind of. But yeah, the bu can be used to refer to school club. So for example, gashobu, like choir club. Choir club? Wait, is choir club a thing? Like a choir club. No, a choir is probably like gashodan, not bu. Oh, yakyubu. There. Yakyu is baseball. Yakyubu is yeah. You may be referring to suiebu. Suiebu is a swimming club. Is it like the polo club? Yeah. Water polo, Sukyubu. But then, this should be it for now. Like, for this kanji, so that we wouldn't be excessive. Not to be excessive. There are lots more. A diving gubu? Okay, next kanji. So for now, I'll like write it. Oh. Now that this song is like playing, I actually want to cover more visual K like rock songs, like metal songs. My second cover was actually a cover of a recent, a recent band's, first single. You know what? Since I'm at it, might as well be shameful, Baseball, not really. Wait, I'll wait for this song to finish. Okay, yep, this is like my second cover. So, if you have like song requests, just go ahead and use like the command along with the YouTube. Okay, to write this kanji actually, if you notice, we can split this into 3 parts. So if the kanji is like overall in here, something like 1, 2, 3. So the first kanji is like part 1 is actually the kanji for woman. How to write it? Ku no ichi. Ku no ichi. So if you compress it like that in the final kanji, I'm like, and then part 2 is basically the katakana for mu. And then third part is basically the box. Nothing too bad, so if we combine these 3, 1, 2, I remember it took me like a month or so, or no, 2 months to like learn how to do fry screams. Like, no, chiga. Yeah. Wild. Okay. So let's cover some vocabulary involving this kanji to begin. So, well, hajimeru is one. Begin. So this is like the transitive, transitive verb. So you want to begin something, an activity. So there's a direct object involved with this word. So this is hajimeru. The intransitive is hajimaru. So still the same reading for the kanji itself. Haji. Hajimaru. So this is more of like something begins. So it's not us beginning something. It's more of something just begun. So we have the transitive and the intransitive, basically. then let's go for another vocabulary. Kaishi suru. So this is also like the same meaning as hajimeru, to begin. So for example, in test, when the teacher says kaishi, like begin the test, you know. What else do we have? Let's see if I can like check more words. Sorry about that. Oh. Oh, this is probably like, you know, something that could be used grotesquely, I don't know. Shimatsuru. Shimatsuru. So this means to eliminate, to like, no, to finish off. Ha! Oi! That's different. Oh my god. So, we have two more kanji. Just two more. Just two more kanji. I know. Like, just hang in there. So, next kanji would be the kanji for week. Like, shukan, you know, how many weeks? This is probably one of like the basic kanji that's like really difficult to write. So think of this part first. So we have you know what else reminded you of this? The moon, right? But instead of drawing two lines, we'll draw something else with it. So the within it will be okay, but we're not yet done. That is, 週に何回ですね。週に7回か、10回でしたっけ？多分7回だよね。うん、平均7回？わからんけど。ちょっと待って、バナナ。週年。No, this is different. So this is like this part here. So how will we, how will we assemble this? So imagine this is like your space for the kanji. This is like the outline, basically. So the upper right part here is reserved for your thing here. And then 1, 2, or sometimes it's actually just like one stroke. That's like the broad overview. So if we try to write it, so for example, we have this entire window for writing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2. So this entire part sits slightly above. Let's try that again. I know this is one of like the more difficult ones because you really have to have that sense of positioning. You need that sense of positioning. But I think you'll get used to it. So let's try 1, 2, and then whatever's inside. And then finish off 1.ドスケベでごめんなさい。スルーに来てくれてありがとう。It's my Oh my god, I'm notorious now. ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。Sorry. But then, speaking of like hentai, there's actually like a gay lingo involving this kanji. Like just this. Oh my god, I have to like accept every individual automods. 多分ペルリ君ならこれ知ってると思う。Like how many times? 何週have you wink wink? That question though is usually reserved to like group stuff. That is the only thing I can say. Okay, but then the actual kanji for week is this, and then 1, 2, 3. There. So this is mostly like just one reading for most part. It's just like onyomi. So for a week or week, like week duration. So we have Shukan or basically week. Week or weeks, you know? For example, 1週間, so 1 week, 2週間, 2 weeks, 3週間, 3 weeks, 4週間, 4 weeks, so on and so forth. And then we have週末. So we have the weekend. Pretty simple so far, right? And then we have every week. So let me write that. Every week. Yatta ne? And then we have like things such as, you know, senshu, raishu. Oh, you know what? I'll go for raishu. So raishu, next week. So yeah, there's also like other more stuff, but I'll only list down 4 for now. And then, oh my god, last kanji for the day. This is probably like pretty intense, I think. So like by means of or like this is one of those kanji that's hard to explain by itself. You're better off learning words relating to it instead. Okay, but then in terms of like writing it, there's like the left side, the right side. So see this? So the left side, pretty simple. So the left side is this. And then there's something like in the middle here. And then right side, But honestly though, I am the kind of person to just write like this. But yeah. So the left side kind of looks like an L. Something like this. 以上、以下, you know? 以上、以下、以前、以降、以来、a lot. Alright. So this is one of those kanji that's hard for me to explain. You're better off like making a vague sense of meaning through the words. So let's have our word number 1. Ijo. So for example, 1週間以上 or 3回以上 for example. So 3 times 3回以上. So I'm basically saying at least 3 times. Okay? So there should be the opposite, right? Or less or at most, right? So this kanji this is the opposite. Or less or at most. So for example, I drink alcohol at most once a week. So like, yeah, this is like at most. So 以上以下. And then we have this is the kanji for my, front or before, right? So izen, which means before. Or previous. Or previously if this is used as an adverb. Of course, there's the opposite. Ego. So we have mae, and then we have the front and the back. Or before and after. And it applies here. So for example, um like this specific usage. So以前話したこと。以前話したこと。So something we previously talked about. So yeah. This is like one of the uses of 以前. And then Rokuro, how about 以後? This is used in certain self-introductions. Like, I think one example is 以後お見知りおきを. Perry 君、ちょっと、確認したいことはあるんだけど、以後っていう言葉は、以後お見知りおきようにも該当するんだろうか。まあ正直に言うと、その言葉はあんまり耳に入っていないからね。了解。じゃあ、合ってた。なるほど、ありがとう。ありがとうな。This is not really used anymore. This is more of like an archaic, an archaic greeting. So because we mostly use よろしくお願いします at the end, but there are cases where this is used at the end of a self-introduction. お初めにかかります。ろくろと申します。以後お見知りおきを。So nice to be acquainted to you from here on. That's basically what it means. 以後お見知りおきを。Nice to be of acquaintance. You know what? I might as well be here because, this is one of those words that like this kanji seems hard now. But as you go on through your Japanese learning, you'll see a lot of words that use this kanji. Surprisingly. For example, so there's like equals like saying something. So although this is like before, equal, and then there's also like irai. Right. Yeah, there are like a lot of stuff. Like you'll be surprised by how many times you'll be seeing this in like newspapers. But yeah, I think that should be it for now. I won't try to like overload everyone. So that should be it for today's lesson. I know it's been comprehensive to say the least. Like, I hope I wasn't like really too burdensome. Let me just. So what I'm doing right now is basically just preparing the outline. Because usually after the stream, I post the actual writings in my Discord server. まあ普段はい、まあ日本語授業配信後はね、書いたものを Discord サーバーの教令員のチャンネルのところへアップロードする形になっておりますが、So yeah, I usually upload this in the academia channel of my Discord server. What does this do? What does the box do is that it provides like borders so that when I export this as a PDF file, I can fit everything in one page. So once it's like cleaned up like this, it looks something like this. So yeah, I think this should be it for today's Japanese. I know this is not really the beginner's Japanese probably a lot of people were like hoping for. はい、多分ね、皆さんが望んでいた初級日本語配信とは全く違うのですがYeah, completely different. But yeah, I hope you still got to learn something, out of this. Besides me getting thrown bananas. And moaning from those. Like, no. Yeah, no. Dame! Oi! バレたい、もう終わってる。おい！ちょっと休ませて。男のバナナ。男のバナナ。ダメだ。行くところだった。No, I did not say shit. Nope. So yeah, that should be it for today's Japanese lesson. So I hope you learned something. And who do we raid for today? はい、誰をレイドしましょうか。Who do we raid? Let's check. Let's check. 誰をレイドしましょうか。So let's check. Oh my god, someone is playing Ensemble Stars. So yeah, let me prepare the raid message. はい、レイドメッセージを用意させていただきます。Yep, please copy paste and so yeah, with that, the Crescent Moon of the Covenant has concluded. はい、名役の虎月が終了となりました。はい。授業が終了しました。So the class is over. The class is over. So I hope you learned something from me. And for those who are yearning for lighter Japanese, see you next week. Okay? Alright. I hope to see you on my next stream, I guess. はい。ではでは。じゃあ。みんな元気にしてね。あれ？えへ。